exclusive right to sell listing commission if sold within the listing period. The most common type of listing is the exclusive right to sell listing. Only the exclusive right to sell listing entitles the listing broker named in the agency contract to a commission even if the owner sells the property. Residential listing agreement, exclusive authorization, and right to sell. When an exclusive agency listing, the broker competes with the owner. With an exclusive right to sell listing, the broker is entitled to a commission even if the owner sells the property privately during the listing period. A seller may revoke an exclusive right to sell listing by legally notifying the broker. This type of listing often contains a section referred to as a safe harbor clause. A safe harbor clause, broker protection clause, in a listing is a negotiated period, any agreed to time period after the termination of listing in which the listing broker may still be entitled to a commission. To protect themselves, brokers must furnish the owner with a written list of persons to whom they have shown the property during the listing period. To invoke the safe harbor clause, the broker must provide the seller with a written list of prospective buyers within 3 calendar days after termination of listing. If the owner or a new broker sells a property to someone on the list within the negotiated period, the original broker may be entitled to a commission. If a seller signs, for example, a 90-day exclusive right to sell listing with one broker, cancels it 2 weeks later, and gives an open listing to another broker who brings in an offer that is accepted, both brokers are entitled to a full commission. An exclusive right to sell listing is a bilateral executory agreement when signed by both seller and broker. the broker is entitled to a commission even if the owner sells the property. Privately during the listing period. A seller may revoke an exclusive right to sell listing. The seller may revoke by legally notifying the broker. This type of listing often contains a section referred to as a safe harbor clause. A safe harbor clause, broker protection clause in a listing is a negotiated period after the termination of a listing in which the listing broker may still be entitled to a commission. To protect themselves, brokers must furnish the owner with a written listing of persons to whom they have shown the property during the listing period. To invoke the safe harbor clause. The broker must provide with a written list of prospective buyers within 3 calendar days after termination of listing. This is called exclusive right to sell listing. If the owner or a new broker sells the property to someone on the list within the negotiated period, the original broker may be entitled to a commission. If a seller signs, for example, a 90-day exclusive right to sell listing with one broker, cancels it 2 weeks later, and gives an open listing to another broker who brings in an offer that is accepted, both brokers are entitled to a full commission. An exclusive right to sell listing is a bilateral executory agreement when signed by both seller and a broker. Net listing. Net listing must be used with net listing must be used with other listings seldom used. A net listing is an agreement providing that the agent agrees to sell the owner's property for a set minimum price. Any amount over the minimum being retained by the agent as commission. This authorization to sell must be used with one of the other three listings, taking the forms of an open listing, an exclusive agency listing, or an exclusive right to sell listing. With this type of listing, it is imperative for the broker to explain in writing the exact meaning of a net listing so that there is no confusion about any earned compensation. Since there is a type of listing and the possibility of wide variations in commission, a net listing is seldom used in California. Option listing. Broker has a reserved right to buy. Option listing agent must disclose to prospective buyer that he or she is acting in the dual role of agent and principal and present all offers to the seller. An option listing gives the listing broker the right to purchase the property. Option listing gives a listing gave the listing broker has the right to purchase the property. Option listing agent must disclose to prospective buyer that he or she is acting in a dual role of agent and principal and present all offers to the seller. Prior to exercising an option, the broker must disclose any anticipated profit and get a written consent of the seller. Example, broker Abby listed a property from seller Baker and reserved an option to purchase the property himself. If broker Abby exercise the option, he must obtain written consent from seller Baker, which discloses the amount of profit or anticipated profit he will receive. Prospective buyers. Listing agreement copies give copy when signed. A copy of the listing agreement or any other real estate agreement, including the agency relationship form and the transfer disclosure statement, must be given to the signing party immediately after they are signed. This is a requirement of the commissioner's regulations, and a violation could result in license suspension or revocation. Multiple listing services (MLS). A multiple listing service (MLS) is an association of real estate brokers that provides a pooling of listing, recent sales, and the sharing of commissions on a specified basis. Specified basis. The advantage to the seller is that his or her home or property will receive wider market exposure because it will be shown by other cooperating brokers. A multiple listing is a listing, usually an exclusive right to sell, taken by a member of a multiple listing service, with the provision that all members of the multiple listing service have the opportunity to find an interested buyer. Sometimes, in exclusive areas, sellers will request that their listing not be put into the multiple listing service. This will limit the number of people who just look at their properties for curiosity's sake. A pocket listing is the statical practice of not giving a new listing to the MLS until the listing broker first tries to sell that listed property through only the other agents within the company. A multiple listing service (MLS). Multiple listing service. Multiple listing service. MLS is an association of real estate brokers that provides a pooling of listings, recent sales, and a sharing of commissions on a specified basis. The advantage to the seller is that his or her home or property will receive wider market exposure because it will be shown by other cooperating brokers. Association of brokers. That provides a pooling of listing. a pooling of listings. Recent sales. Sharing of the commissions. A multiple listing. It's a listing usually. A multiple listing is a listing usually an exclusive right to sell taken by a number of a multiple listing service with the provision that all members of the multiple listing service have the opportunity to find an interested buyer. Multiple listing. A listing usually an exclusive right to sell. Taken by a number of members. have all members have the opportunity to find an interested buyer. Pocket listing is the is aesthetical practice. Of not giving a new listing. Until the listing broker first tries. To sell. That listed property. Through only the other agents. Within the company. Generally, real estate agents will have to spend less time with clients who are better informed and have searched on multiple listing services. The internet generation will probably be searching MLS on the net for their dream home before they first see a real estate broker or his or her salesperson. Clients can click on see a retailer.com to search through every multiple listing service and every listed property in California by region and zip code. Customers can now see on the internet what agent used to have to wait a week to see when the MLS printed the books of the current listing. The following is only a partial list of MLS websites. Coming soon property signs or ads on Zillow are problematic. Coming soon is an advertising on property that is available to potential purchaser only through the listing broker and not available through other MLS members. Some coming soon advertisements involve unlisted properties that may or will be listed with the broker in the near future. In addition to complying with state license laws, brokers advertising a listed property as coming soon must ensure that advertising complies with their local MLS rules. Zillow's coming soon listing, which are properties listed on the Zillow website but not yet on the MLS, are basically pocket listing with a wider audience. A licensee Fiduciary duty comes when the listing agent begins accepting offers before the property is exposed to the full market. A client's best interest might not be served. Coming soon is an advertising of property that is available to potential purchasers only through the listing broker and not available through other MLS members. Multiple listing services on the internet. Internet multiple listing services are here to stay. Some are independent, but most are still controlled by the local boards of real. The California Association has the most complete system linking the ML services of the entire state into the internet address. It's a source of California multiple listing service database that links and provides the largest direction of homes for sale in California. This has become the main source of available California home listing on the internet. It breaks down California by regions, maps, and counties in order to help locate the multiple listing service that covers whatever geographical area that user wants. It is a gateway to real estate listing information. Cooperating brokers. A listing agreement usually authorizes the principal's agent to use cooperating brokers. A cooperating broker is a non-listing broker with whom the listing broker agrees to share a commission if the non-listing broker sells a property. Typically, a cooperating broker, like the listing broker, represents the seller rather than a buyer, which is often a big surprise to the buyer. Comps on the recent sales price of similar properties in your neighborhood. It is most important information a real estate salesperson can provide a buyer to pick a real estate offering price or a seller to understand current market pricing. Because it can be difficult to obtain current comps, buyer and seller usually seek out the professional services of real estate salesperson. If a cooperating broker is a procuring cost in bringing about the sale of the property, the listing broker pays the cooperating broker a share of commission. Agreements between brokers and sales people must be in writing. Cooperating brokers. Like the listing broker represents the seller rather than the buyer. Non-listing broker, with whom the listing broker agree to share the commission. If the non-listing broker sells the property. Recent sales price of similar properties. Similar properties. In a neighborhood. It is the most important information a real estate salesperson can provide a buyer to pick a realistic offering price or a seller to understand current market pricing. Real estate broker often belong to multiple listing services under the terms of MLS membership. When a broker obtains a listing, he or she submitted to MLS that permits other brokers who belong to MLS to help find a buyer for the listed property. In relation to the listing broker, these other brokers are known as cooperating brokers. If a cooperating broker is the procuring cost in bringing about the sale of the property, the listing broker pays the cooperating broker a share of the commission. Agreements between brokers and the salesperson must be in writing. Since each state has its own licensing laws, how can a cooperating broker sell a property for commission in other states? The answer is simple: find a licensed cooperating broker in that state. Commission. A commission in real estate is a fee paid, usually a percentage of the selling price, to a broker agent as compensation for his or her services. Traditionally, it is payment from the seller to the agent who finds a ready, willing, and able buyer to purchase the seller's property according to the listing terms or any other terms acceptable to the seller. A broker agent can pay a finder's fee to an unlicensed individual only for introducing a client to the broker. A commission split is a previously agreed split between a broker and his or her salesperson of a commission earned on a sale. Commission rates vary by negotiation but usually range from 3% to 10% of the selling price. The listing agreement states that a commission is paid only when all the terms of the listing or other acceptable terms of the seller are met. An agent can accept a commission in the term of note, cash, or personal check. When a broker lists a property for sale and a cooperating broker sells it, the commission is shared. Although the ratio of dividing the commission varies, it is often 50% to the listing broker and 15% to the selling broker. If a salesperson is involved, he or she shares in the employing broker's part of the commission. Salesperson only receive compensation for real estate transactions through their employing brokers. All persons performing real estate activities for compensation must hold a valid real estate license. A commission can be earned even if the sale is not finalized. The broker is entitled to a commission if all the exact terms of the listing agreement are met, provided the buyer is ready, willing, and able to complete the transaction. This is true even if the seller changes his or her mind and refuses to sell. If there is a valid listing agreement and the exact terms are met, the seller is still responsible for the commission. Seller Abby accepts an offer on his home presented by broker Baker, and acceptance was communicated back to the buyer. Prior to opening escrow, however, seller received an all-cash offer to purchase the property. He decided to cancel the original contract and notified broker of his decision. Broker has a good legal basis to collect a commission. A broker or his or her salesperson must be the procuring cause of a sale to earn a commission. Procuring cause is defined as a series of unbroken events that lead to an acceptable agreement with the seller. If there are several brokers trying to sell the same property, the one who is the procuring cause of the sale is entitled to the selling broker's portion of the commission. A listing for a residential building contains 1 to 4 dwelling units must include a notation or note in at least 10 points bold type that the commission is negotiable. Okay, that's all for today. Tomorrow, that's all for today.